Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Kevin, and in today's video we are going to be doing a candy tier list. Now, my previous tier lists that I've actually recorded have been on my laptop, but this tier list I'm actually recording on my PC setup, so this is my first time trying it. So if anything goes wrong, well,
I tried.
I've tried to make sure everything is in check, and it looks like everything is okay for the most part. So without further ado, let's get into the tier list. Alright, now first up, we have Almond Joys. Now, I've only probably tried Almond Joys a handful of times, and almond candies aren't really my thing. So I think for now, I'm just gonna put this at C tier. I mean, it's not something that I would go and pick out, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever. Now, next up, we have Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Now, if I'm making s'mores at the beach or something like that, this is probably my favorite candy, and I do really like cookies and cream flavored candies, especially Hershey's. So this is easily gonna probably go into A tier. Next up, we have what seems like 100 grand. Now, I'm just gonna put this in I don't know, because literally I don't know what this candy is, and I've never seen it in stores. Next up, we have Hot Tamales. Now, again, same thing as Almond Joy. I've probably ate this a handful of times. Would I go out of my way to purchase this candy?
Absolutely not.
I don't even remember the last time I ate it. Probably I'm just gonna put it at C tier because it just seems like a middle of the road candy. Next up, we have Baby Ruth, and this is going straight into I don't know because again, I have not had this candy. After this, we have a candy that I don't really know the name of, but I believe I've tried them. I forgot completely what they're called. They're actually pretty okay if I remember correctly, so I think, I don't know. I might still just put them at C tier though, because I don't remember the last time I've tried it. And again, it's a candy that I just wouldn't go out of my way to purchase. Next up, we have Laffy Taffies. Now this candy, I've definitely had my fair share, and I do believe it's a pretty good candy, and so for that reason, it's going straight into the B tier. Next up, we have Tootsie Pops. Now, I'm more of a Tootsie Roll kind of a person. I think it's called a Tootsie Roll, right? And I don't really know if I've ever had a Tootsie Pop, but I mean, the idea is the same thing. It's just in lollipop form, so I'm sure it's still good. And I really do like Tootsie Rolls, so I think I'm actually gonna put this in A tier. The chocolate of this candy is insanely good in my opinion, so it's easily getting an A tier. Next up, we got Dots. I like Dots. I haven't had one in a minute, but they're on the same level as Laffy Taffies, to be honest. There's really no difference between these two candies for me. I like them both equally. So yeah, Dots are going into a B tier. After this, we got Chips Ahoy. Now, I feel like everyone and their entire heritage has had a Chips Ahoy, and it is easily going to be an S tier. Now, whether you like the crunchy or the soft, like the blue and red, whatever, I don't really care. I mean, there's no difference for me. They're both S tier. Next up, we got Payday and Three Musketeers. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm just not really a fan of nuts in my candy.
Pause.
And for that reason, I'm just gonna put Payday probably in a C tier, but I'd probably put it in a high C tier, maybe low B tier, because Payday is actually not that bad. Maybe I'll just put it, actually no, I'll put it C tier because I don't think I'd go out of my way to get a Payday. Three Musketeers, on the other hand, is pretty good. I'm probably gonna put it in a B tier. After this, we got Reese's Cups and Reese's Pieces. Now, I don't care what kind of Reese's format you give me, they're both S tier in my opinion. I don't really think there has to be any debate about that. After this, we got Kinder Chocolates. Now, this person who made the tier list put it in the egg format, but I'm just gonna evaluate this as Kinder as a whole, and I have probably had Kinder Chocolates more than any other chocolate in my life. It's going straight into S tier. Okay, I just found out that Tier Maker actually has a presentation mode, and this definitely looks a lot cleaner than what I was recording with initially. So sorry about that, I just found this out. It looks a lot cleaner. So we're gonna continue the video in this format, And after this, we got Smarties, and I don't know what this bracelet looking thing is. I have no idea if these are just Smarties in another format or if they're another type of candy entirely, but I'm just gonna rank these basically the same because they look like Smarties. If not, I mean, if that's the case, I don't know what they are. If they're Smarties though, which I mean these are Smarties, I'm gonna put Smarties at an A tier. I actually really do enjoy Smarties. I don't know if they're the most popular candy. I mean, I know in high school a lot of people would smoke Smarties, which is definitely an interesting time in my life. But Smarties as a candy, as an edible candy, in my opinion is pretty good, so I'm gonna put it at A tier. Now, in order for this video not to be 45 years long, I've went ahead and put some candies together that I think would be grouped up in the same category. Now, we got Oreos. Any type of Oreo, easily gonna be S tier. It's not even really close. As someone who is into fitness and nutrition though, I would actually put Oreos in F in terms of macros because it is crazy how easy it is to rack up calories with Oreos. But as far as taste goes and as far as legacy goes, Oreos are easily an S tier. And when it comes to M&Ms, I think I gotta put them S tier too. I don't know, I was thinking maybe A tier, but I think M&Ms also have a really good legacy in my opinion. And they're a big chocolate of my childhood personally, so they're gonna go into S tier. I think Hershey's has to go in S tier because they are probably one of the most popular chocolates and they taste amazing. Snickers is definitely an S tier for me. I really like it. I think Pop Rocks are probably gonna go in A tier. I don't know how you guys feel about Pop Rocks, but they were a big candy in my childhood, so they're gonna go into A tier for me. Skittles, in my opinion, have the same place as M&M's, just sour instead of chocolate, so Skittles are gonna have to go in S tier. Sour Patch is gonna go into S tier. Kit Kat, in my opinion, is going to go S tier. And I know this may seem crazy, but if you really think about it, it's pretty hard to go wrong with any sort of candy. But moving on, we have Nerds. I think Nerds, I'm probably gonna go ahead and put into A tier. They have the same effect as Smarties for me. I really do like Nerds. Now, Ring Pops, I had them a lot as a child. I don't really know why though. I don't think they're that insane of a candy, but I do think they're still pretty good, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw them at B tier. Toblerones, I mean, I've probably had them like once or twice. I don't really care about them. They're not like the best candy in my opinion. I'm just gonna put them at D tier. Lifesavers, on the other hand, I do really like. I'm gonna go ahead and put them at A tier. Gobstoppers, I have never had whatever the heck a Gobstopper is, so you guys can let me know in the comments if this is a good candy or not. I'm not sure what these are. They look like dots, but sour. And if that's the case, they're going into A tier because making a candy sour probably is going to make it better than the original. Warheads, I'm going to go ahead and probably give an S tier to Warheads. I think Warheads are one of the best sour candies you can get on the market right now. This is a Mega Bruiser, which is basically just a big gumball. They usually do taste really good actually. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them at B tier because it's not something I usually try out if I'm eating a candy, but they are pretty good, so I'm gonna put them at B tier. Mike and Ike, again, I just don't care. I'm just gonna put them at D tier. They're not a candy that is of any importance to me. And the one I've been waiting for,
Peeps.
I'm gonna put a Peep at an F tier, and that says a lot if I put a candy in F tier. I mean, if you eat Peeps religiously or regularly,
I don't know what to tell you.
Hubba Bubba is pretty good. I'm gonna put them at a B tier, and Candy Corn is probably even better. I like the design of it. It gives me a lot of Halloween memories, which I really like and bond to, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those at an A tier. Dove chocolate, I don't really know much about. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put them at a C tier. I just don't really care about them. Starburst, on the other hand, is one of my favorite candies. It's going straight into S tier for me. Swedish Fish are actually very good in my opinion as well. I know some people don't like them. I really do like them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them at an A tier. We got Sour Patch Kids next. Now again, Sour Patch, any type of Sour Patch is going straight into S tier. Haribo Gold Bears are really good. I know some people would put them at S tier, but I just don't really care too much about them. But I know they are really good, and I do agree that they're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them at an A tier. After this, we got trolleys. Now, I'm not super familiar with trolleys, but they are a sour candy, and I can't see how this can go wrong. So they're going straight into an A tier. We've got pixie sticks next, which I've tried a lot in my childhood, and they're pretty good, but they're just kind of a weird candy. I don't know. I don't really like the idea of it too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them at a B tier. I still think they're pretty good, but they're just kind of a weird candy for me. We got Red Hots next. I'm just going to go ahead and put them at a C tier. I'm not really a fan of them. Milk Duds, I think, are pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those at a B tier. I moved these three candies next to each other because they're pretty similar and they're in competition with each other. I'm not really a fan of any of them, if I'm being honest. I'm probably gonna have to just put Twizzlers at like maybe a C tier, maybe a B tier. I'm gonna put it at a C tier. In my opinion, I just don't really care about Twizzlers. I don't think they're the best candy in the world. And Red Vines are probably a tier under that for me, so they're going straight into a D tier. Now these next candies I paired together because whatever this is, I don't know what it is. Dum Dums, I have never seen in my life. Junior Mints, I mean, this specific type of candy I've had, but this exact candy I don't really know much about. But I've definitely had some sort of minty chocolate candy, and I do usually like them, so I'm gonna put them at a B tier. But again, I don't really know about it. I'm gonna just assume it's a B tier. This Heath chocolate I've seen before, but I've never had, so I'm gonna put it in the I don't know category. And this specific cream egg or whatever, I've never had it, but if it's anything like a Kinder, it's probably good. But I don't know if it's gonna be better than a Kinder, so I'm gonna put that at an A tier, just one under. You guys can let me know about that in the comments down below. Now these next candies that I paired together, all bangers. We got Milky Way, I think that's an S tier. We got a Tootsie Roll, like I mentioned before, I think that's an S tier. Twix are definitely an S tier. I don't care what you say. Kisses, I think, are an S tier as well. I have no complaints about. And we got more Twix, easy S tier. Whoppers, I think, are pretty good, but I don't usually go for them, so I'm just gonna put them at maybe like a C tier, middle of the road. Butterfingers, again, I'm sure it's good, I just don't go for it, so I'm putting it at a C tier. Crunch Bars, I think, are pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them at a B tier. Airheads, again, are super OG. I'm gonna go ahead and put them at an S tier. Fun Dip, I've had a handful of times, but the times that I have had them, I haven't really had complaints. I think it's a cool way to eat candy, actually, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that into an A tier. And then we got Jelly Bellies, which I think are really good. I think the challenge that Jelly Belly has created, where you pick a gummy and it's either really good or bad, is actually really fun as well. But just as a candy, in terms of the good flavors, I think they're pretty good, so I'm gonna put them at an A tier. These Mint Lifesavers, I'm just not a fan of, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably just gonna put them at like a D or an F tier. It's all the same to me. I don't think they're really good. As far as High Chews go though, I think they're pretty good, and I've had them a decent amount of times in my life. I'm gonna put them at an A tier. Lemon Heads, honestly, I don't really know if I've had a lemon head, I'm gonna be honest, but I am a fan of lemon flavored candy, so I can imagine it's pretty good, and for that reason, I'm gonna put it at a B tier. This Double Bubble candy here, I don't think I've ever had, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it at an I don't know tier. York, I haven't had in a long time, but I think it was pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's like a chocolatey, minty type of candy, and so for that reason, I'm gonna put it at a B tier. And lastly, we have Pez. Now, Pez is a super OG candy. If you guys don't know, I think it's way before my time, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think this is a 1900s candy. I also like how it can come in different characters, so I think that's pretty fun as well. And because of how OG it is, and the candy actually tastes pretty good, I'm gonna put this last candy at an S tier. And that is it, guys. This is my personal candy tier list. I think it's pretty okay. I'm not 100% sure. I might have made some decisions that piss you guys off, so you can let me know about that in the comments down below. But this is my personal candy tier list. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace!